Every weekday between 5 and 5:30, we bring you Open Studio. And if you miss any episode, you can wake up in the morning and catch the repeat. So if you've missed out on anything, wake up. And no, let me not give you a heart attack. This is not a closing. It is a hello. It's 5 p.m. We are just about to begin. Imagine living in a community where there is a high crime rate, too much teenage pregnancy, child-headed homes, the elderly taking care of their grandchildren because their parentals are unemployed and they do not dreams. They don't have ambition. They do not have. They lack self-esteem because of its societal cycle and what it has done to us. Who wouldn't wish for a fairy godmother? Well, we are such in luck right here on Cape Town TV. Auntie Sandy is here to tell us all about the Fairy Godmother projects that she does for the community. I understand that she gives and provides fruits to Abantu that are at the Red Cross Hospital, organizes lunches so that Christmas feels like a Christmas, metric ball gowns. I say all of these things because the proof is in the pudding. Look at her, looking glamorous, and you can never look unglamorous when she's around. She's a hairdresser as well. Hello. Welcome to the show, Auntie Sandy, and thank you for joining us. There's so much that you do for the community. Where do you find the time and the energy?
It's part of my life.
Yes.
Part of my life.
When did you discover your nick in taking the comb and putting it against the hair? When did you realize that you have talent for
I
hairdressing?
was 12 years old.
Yes.
And I was born in District 6.
Mm.
And there was a salon there. And I used to visit the girls. And I was only 12. And one day, one of the girls had a few drinks too many. And the gent walked in for a cut. And I cut the hair. And you can imagine it was full of holes. He asked for her to see with a back mirror. And I said it broke. And I have to come back. But I pushed the mirror under the till, you know.
Yeah.
And he was gone, and that was my first cut. I never looked back after that.
And push the fast forward button, then we discover you growing up, and then you got to a stage that you thought, I'm going to create the Fairy Godmother Community Project. For people that do not know what that is, can you unpack the Fairy Godmother Community
What happened
Project?
was 12 years ago, I lived in Johannesburg.
Yes.
I lived in Joburg for about 20 odd years, and then I came back 12 years ago. And then I was working in a salon and in Glen Can. And walking past Nova Park, I was living in Nova Park. I saw what was happening, you know. And then one day I was invited to a Christmas party of the elderly. And I said to myself, oh, this is lovely. I'd like to do this. And then 6 years ago, my dream came true. I was approached by the Princess Project to run the dresses for them. And with the finance that I got from the dresses, I created a first Christmas party. I had no club, I had nothing. And I invited seniors to my club. I had about 300 seniors. There was no place for more to come, but yet they wanted to come in. So I created some extra food, and I gave for those that couldn't come in. And then this few ladies, there were about 28 ladies. They belonged to another church. And they said to me, Sandy, we would like you to be our chair lady. And I said, well, I've got the Fairy Godmother on my mind. And I said, okay, I'll make you the Fairy Senior Club. And that's where I created the Fairy Godmother Community Project and Senior Club.
Speaking of senior citizens, Auntie Sandy, they rely on SASSA grants to make a living. Now, it's not enough for themselves. Now we are looking at people that are taking care of their grandchildren as well, whereas there are not enough funds for that. What's your take on that?
The problem there is the grandchildren and the children. Because of the jobs. You know what's happening? Yeah. The drugs. It's very sad, and it's a sad situation, because the children is on drugs. Now the mother must look after the children, and they must look after the grandchildren. What about the great-grandchildren? I've got a few ladies that wanted to join me because I've got a club on a Tuesday from 10 till 12, sometimes 10 till 1. Because what we basically do, we do exercise. We talk about the things happening, about their lives of the hour. And the next hour we have exercise. So I've got a physical club. We exercise and everything. Now, these ladies told me they'd love to join me, but they can't come because they've got to look after their grandchildren. Because why? They're scared to leave their house. Their children, the children that they're looking after, my parents, come in the house and steal anything they can get to buy drugs. It is very sad.
What's more sad is that these elderly people that we're talking about face the hands of the abuse from their own children.
It's true. There was a thing that I heard about not long ago where the child came in and hit his granny for her pension. It is not good.
Now, how do we move from that into finding a solution?
I don't know. I've tried my best. I've gone to our counselor. I just want to tell you a little story. 2 years ago, I asked my counselor if there's any assistance I can give me to create a Christmas party for the elderly, and he said to me in my face that he feels he hasn't got money to waste. The elderly had their time. He only gives money to the youth. How can you do a thing like that? But yet, when I had the party, he was there with his secretary and another lady, eating the food that I went to knock on the doors because the government has never financed me in any way.
And obviously taking pictures to be seen on
And they
publications.
say, I'm a happy counselor. Because this is what he created. He has not one. I've got photos. I've got lots of photos that I took with our counselor. He sent to the mayor to say, he's a happy counselor because this is what he did. He has done nothing. I went to my gay organizations. I went to Gender Dynamic. I went to the one in Green Market Square. And they financed me to have my Christmas parties. So I must say salute my gay organizations and my LGBT sisters and brothers. What I also do is, they also now once a month give me food parcels, which I give to my LGBT sisters. At the moment, I've got 15 in Hanover Park, and there's about 30 or 40.
And I love that Auntie Sandy touched based on the LGBTQI community, because Auntie Sandy is not just any ordinary fairy godmother. She's also a well-known drag queen. She's going to be telling us about her journey after this quick head break. Keep it locked. This is Open Studio. Living can be very difficult in a community where it's drug-ridden, crime-ridden, child-headed homes, or even the elderly taking care of the grandchildren with not enough funds to be shared amongst the people, because it's not even enough for the individual. To what when even counselors are not willing to help. However, there is a fairy godmother out there who's looking out for the community. Her name is Auntie Sandy. You can find her with the Fairy Godmother Community Project. And if you have any proceeds that you can put towards the project, please do so. You can email Sisando Kanyujune at capetowntv.org or dial us on 021-448-0448. You will get information about the organization and how you can assist them. So excited that you do a lot of things for the community, feeding the elderly, metric gowns, hairdressing, but your journey is even longer. Famous drag queen. Take me back. When did you discover the love of the arts? Because you need to be an artist to be a successful drag queen. There needs to be the gown, the hair, the extravaganza. Yes.
Well, it's a long story.
Yeah.
It happened many moons ago. That was 1970. I saw Eartha Kitt. She came from America. Before her came Percy Sledge. And I was one of those, I ran away from home. And I used to run to Sea Point. And I just loved to hang out at the President Hotel, the old President Hotel at Seamoy Terminus. And then I was fortunate enough to see this guy I was talking about. And then I saw this woman passing, this African woman. But she was so sexy and I said, what's this lady? Who is she? It's the kid. And I said, oh, then I believe her show was at the Llama Theatre. And I made a way to see her show. I was then only about 11, 12 years old. I saw her show. And I went home and this was me. And I said, oh, then Shirley Bassey came out. And I loved that woman. And then one day I was walking. This was about 1980. I was walking into Oak Bazaars in Adley Street. And which is now Golden Acre. And then I heard Shirley Bassey playing there. New York was playing. And I went up to the lady. I said, how much is this LP? And she says, oh, it was, I can't remember, but I bought it. And I went home and I went to Woodstock. I was staying with friends of mine in Woodstock. And this guy came to me and said, Sandy, the club Space Odyssey? I said, yes. They're having a show tonight. And don't you want to mind, please? I said, with pleasure. And I did my first show, New York. And after that, I never looked back.
The rest is
I must be
history.
honest with you. I was the first drag queen to work in Raffles, which was situated at the President Hotel. I opened the Cape Sun in Strand Street, the Constantia Room. There was this guy known as Browse, I think Browse, and he had a model agency called Pass Model Agency in Woodstock. And he had a passing out parade, and he needed somebody to open the show, and I did New York, and the whole Shirley Bassey thing.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned on your journey as a drag queen, and how did those lessons help you when you created the project that you're running, which is the Fairy Godmother
What happened
Community
is,
Project?
I must be honest with you, many moons ago, I was in drag. And those years, in the 70s, it was punishable to dress up like a woman and have false bust. And I was picked up twice. I went to jail. I spent 3 months in jail for masquerading as a woman. But that made me even more determined to be what I am today. And I tell the girls, all the young girls of today, what you people got today is what we had to fight for. And which is true.
Why is it important for you to plow back and give back to the community? Because the skills that you have, you're passing on to the young ones, who are then in turn going to be able to give to the next generation.
What happened is I come from a different family. It's a long story, but I don't want to go there. But I feel my time has come because I had a grandmother that reared me. And she always taught me is give. And you will receive without even knowing it. And that's what happened to me. God is so good. I'm a Christian, I'm Catholic, gay or not, but I believe in God. And that's been keeping me. That's why I'll be 62 next month.
You are kidding me.
Yes, I'll be 62 on the 30th of 12th month.
Oh my goodness. What do you love the most about being part of this huge and very important project, which is the Fairy Godmother?
I've got this Fairy Godmother, and then I'm actually based at an organization called Yes. Yes, we're based at Crystal High School in Hanover Park. And they've really opened doors for me as well. What they do is they also give a lot back to the community. They've even assist me and finance my elderly. They were really good to my elderly, and they do it all the time. Twice or thrice a year, they give something where they feel they want to have the elderly with them. And also for the youth that's there, because we a school of skills. With hairdressing and become a chef, hospitality. And they teach the youth there how to work with the elderly. So that's why most of the time, when the youth pass out, they invite the elderly for the youth to serve on the elderly, to learn to respect the elderly.
Lockdown forced us to live a little bit different, and I could imagine that it was tough not being able to see the fellow elderly citizens. And now you recently had this beautiful lunch, right, for the elderly. How was it to see the people that you've missed?
Yeah, because of the lockdown. Yes, because of the lockdown. It was very sad because this happened March month, isn't it? And I do see a few of them. I've lost four four ladies of my club because of the virus. But God's been good to us. I always say mask, sanitize, which is very important. And yeah, it was very excited to see each other again. We hugged. We had three birthdays, which was all 80s. And it was really nice to see each other after such a long time.
Yeah.
But
Auntie
very
Sandy,
successful.
Auntie Sandy is running a very successful project helping out the elderly, but she's not saying, you are too young for me to help you. Uyakwazi nokunika i-metric ball gown so that you can celebrate your metric here. Even the grade sevens do get prom dresses when they are in need. Hair is being done, lunch is being served. You do not want to miss the last segment of Open Studio when we wrap this in a beautiful bowl with Auntie Sandy. Keep it locked right here on Channel 263. The Fairy Godmother Project is a project that is hubs Hanover Park, which is a community that is in need of Abandu that are willing to give a helping hand. Lots of dresses, lots of shoes. You were telling me during the ad break that more than 400
Yes,
dresses,
yes.
more than 600 dresses. With the proceeds, what happens when you hire out those dresses?
What happened when, how do you mean if I hire out?
Do you not hire out the dresses and then
Yes,
you make money? Well,
yes,
what
yes.
happens to the
What
rents?
the money I make, I hardly make any money because I charge like 50 rand, for the most 100, 150. The money I make, I put together then for my seniors. Track suits, we've got beautiful track suits. We grain pink. The pink is for the cancer. That's why I believe in Red Cross Hospital. We also collect clothing or fruit. Every third month, we give something back to Red Cross Hospital. But that's where I tell you again, where I am based. Yes, organization, yes. It's really there for me. They really help me a lot. I'll be honest with you. Also, my clothes is at them. It's located right at the organization.
It takes a village to build a nation, Auntie Sandy. What can the rest of the people that are watching the show right now do their very best to help you so that you can create at your utmost ability to make our society and community a better place to live in?
I believe that it's whatever you got there that you don't use. Think of me, or think of your particulars, or if you got any old clothes, give it to the seniors, which I collect clothing and stuff, and I send it down to the farm walls because there's people out there that also need it.
Now, let's say a person has a lot that they want to give, or maybe they have a little that they want to give, but they do want to give. How do they get hold of you?
Or they can call me at 073 935 4329.
Yeah. Now, what is the Fairy Godmother project looking to do in the future? What are you excited about? What can we look
I'd like
forward
to have
to?
a soup kitchen. My dream is to have a soup kitchen. At the moment, I started with wedding gowns. We have got about 45, 46 wedding gowns. That's a higher out. And my price range from 600 rand to a higher dress. Upwards, it depends. But the most expensive dress will be about 1,000, 1,005.
You seem to be doing a lot for an individual. Is there a team of people that are?
Yes, I'm an organization with three ladies that with me. And like I say, also the organization called Yes. They assist me a lot. They help out a lot. And the ladies that comes there to become hairdressers, we also train them to be stylists.
Yeah. What keeps you going, Auntie Sandy? Because I cannot imagine half of the stories that you wake up and you get to hear on a daily. They come with this problem or that problem, and you need to be that person that gives and provides strength and peace. What keeps you going? What makes you go home, sleep, and wake up in the morning and do it all over again?
Because I pray a lot. I think of my grandmother, my late grandmother, I always think of her, and I pray a lot. But that's very important. You can only believe in God because He's your only helper in life. Never mind who you are and what you are. And you know, I discovered that people say, oh, they're gay. They drag queens out. Do they pray? Do they? But you know what? Why I'm still here because of praying. I've been through them all. I had guns to my head for being a drag queen. I was thrown out of cars. I'm still sitting here today. I thank God for that. He kept me for a reason. That's why I'm the fairy godmother. And I'm not on the stick.
Yeah, no, you're not. 60 has never looked good on anybody. Now, I want to find out what message could you give to the young person who looks up to you and wishes to be Auntie Sandy someday?
Pray. First, I'd say pray a lot. And then try your best to help the next person. Don't be selfish. If you have one and you can share it, share it. But today's children, I've discovered a lot of things, but you must pray for them. You know, I've discovered that the children are so rooted with their mothers. I've seen a lot of things in life, but I pray for them. It's the only thing you can do, and I can tell the nation today, pray. If you're Muslim, pray. If you're Christian, pray. Doesn't matter who you are. Pray. But God is your only hope.
Now, we want to take a short left and visit Project Yako. Where do we find you? Where are you guys
I'm based
situated?
at Crystal High School in Hanover Park, and I'm at the back at a little place called Yes. It's an organization called Yes, Sustainable Development, Youth Sustainable Development. And I've got Mr. and Mrs. Stemmet there, and Lulu, which are the head hairdresser. And I'm a hairdressing coach. So I do coaching as well. I coach hairdressing. And they are being good to me, so they can come and have a look. You find us there.
So it's an open invitation. Everybody is welcome.
You're welcome to come and have a look.
Whether you're in need or you want to help, we can go there.
You're welcome. You're
Sure.
welcome.
What's your closing statement before we say goodbye to our viewers?
What is it that you'd love me to say? I'm Sandra D, and I'll always be Sandra, the one and only. And I must say, you know, those days there was a queen called Cupid. She was known as Capucina doll. And she taught me the ropes. She was our queen, but she's gone today. And I'm here now. I'm the queen.
And one day you're going to hand over the baton to the princess and she becomes a queen.
Thank you.
It was a lovely chat with you. Thank you so much for the
welcome.
work that you're doing for the community.
Thank you.
May you be blessed with many more so that it does not disappear but multiplies.
Thank you very much.
There we go. That was Auntie Sandy right here on Channel 263. You're watching Open Studio. If you missed this particular episode, you can catch it tomorrow morning at 9. My name is Llama Limon. I'm signing out. Happy holidays. God bless. And enjoy the evening. I'm signing out like a queen right now. Keep watching Cape Town TV. Bye-bye.